Hello everybody, welcome back to the real HomeStory Cup. Round 2 of Group A, we got Liquid's Elazer versus ShoWTimE. In a Protoss versus Zerg best of 3 on Golden Wall, which is a relatively old map. I personally love this map. Oh my god, the amount of Swarmhost Nidus shenaniganry that you can do on this map is amazing. Blocking a natural for Protoss on this map feels paramount. Like, you just have to do it. But then they might just take the gold. And there he goes. Elazer goes and take the gold. If y'all remember from the last episode, we will be adhering to the drinking rules of Real HomeStory Cup. So I hope that you have a lovely drink ready, and otherwise you better make a quick run to get yourself something nice. For today, I have the classic Liquor 43, or just Liquor 43, as the uncultured say it. And I, in that sense, am uncultured. I hope you guys also have something nice. So, in this game, we see a nice gold base going down for Elazer. It's only a half base. You get 6 patches instead of the standard 8, but they are gold. You do get 1 gas, and it gives you control of the lower side of the map once you mine those out. And, well, all of them are full. No. Okay, I'm talking out of my ass. They're not all full. Half of them, over half of them are 900 minerals. So that will mine out really fast if you just saturate it right away. And let's see what Elazer does. He is not sending his whole mineral line over to mine there, because if you do and there's an adept coming and maybe a second adept coming, suddenly you're kind of in a rough position, especially if they first send out a zealot. Now that did not happen, so Elazer could have done that, and now he is sending over additional drones to make sure that there's at least 1 drone on each patch. So that seems very good. No more gas being mined, just getting speed. And queens in a hatchery, drones, and third hatch is also underway. Very nice position for Elazer here, but we do see a Stargate. And let's see, might be a Void Ray that will harass the drones from behind. Maybe just a standard Oracle force to scout around. I do like getting a Void Ray on this map, specifically just to make sure that any Nidus Worm play behind here, or quick Ravagers or what have you, are just immediately shut down by that area unit. But we do see an Oracle being rallied into behind the second base of Elazer. And 2 adepts are shading on into the main. We do see 4 lings and a queen, but that's not enough to stop ShoWTimE from sniping some drones. Oh, one of the adepts did derp out a little bit, trying to snipe down drones, and we do see 4 drones get killed, and a spore crawler was made. Make sure that this Oracle can't do any damage in the main. If it was a really fast Oracle, then maybe the second queen would not spawn in time. But we can see it's 2 queens per base and a spore as well. But this Oracle is not deterred. It still gets 2 kills there. See a cheeky creep tumor going down. I'm kind of interested if he goes creep spread down the bottom side of the map, or that he goes up. It's just such a cool map that you can, like, kind of, the map is just divided into 2 big pieces, and ShoWTimE is actually taking the gold base for himself. He's like, what you can do, I can do better. And now Elazer makes a Roach War, and I was about to mention that Ling Ravager attacks on this map are really strong, especially if the Protoss puts himself out of position like this, because if you look at where the third base is, it's very forward. The creep is going forward. He even has vision for that. So he's going to spread creep, pull all his queens, and attack with Queen Ling Ravager. If I had to put my money on that, I would. 3 oracles coming into the third base. These drones are going to go down real fast. These queens are trying to hold them off, and here are the roaches. But we do see a revelation going down on the natural, so ShoWTimE might see these roaches spawn. And let's see if he responds. Yes, he does. There's 1, 2, 3 shield batteries finishing up at the third base, and the queens are a walk-in. 2 Ravagers already being morphed. And the Lings are scouting out. He needs to throw a couple Lings in there to make sure that this Stasis Ward doesn't catch half his army. Oh, that's actually a big part of the Lings that get caught there. That's kind of troublesome for Elazer. But this is still pretty hard to hold for ShoWTimE, but the Queens can't transfuse, so they're purely anti-air, and after that, they're just kind of bad roaches. The Oracles do not have energy anymore, but the shield batteries are also quickly dwindling. The probes have been sacrificed, and more Zergling Ravager is arriving. No nuclear battery available anymore, and these Stalkers are just dwindling in numbers and dying now. The third base is in peril, and I don't think that ShoWTimE can defend that base, and ShoWTimE thinks that's the game as well. And we're back here on Oceanborn, which is a map I'm not familiar with. ShoWTimE is going to show us how it's done. He's going to once again block the natural of Elazer, I presume. I love that. Ooh, you actually get a third base on a high ground here. Really interesting setup. And before y'all complain that you are thirsty, it's kind of hot in my room. Whew. Oh, and I think Zerg is kind of imbalanced on that last map. There you go, that's 2 sips for you. Cheers. And as you can see, this natural is being properly denied. Elazer actually moving back, hoping that ShoWTimE would move up into the main to check. And he does elect to take his natural at the third base, which, I mean, it seems kind of fine. You want to take this high ground ASAP anyways. Fourth base over here or over here. And just going gas. Spawning pool now. No gold bases or rainbow bases on this map. Is using this underwater tile set from Abyssal Reef or something? I don't remember. It was a very popular and kind of fun map for a long time. ShoWTimE doing the stock standard here. Gate Nexus Cybercore, and then you get your gas, and then you get your second pylon. Other side of the map, we see Elazer. His natural got blocked, and he is one of those take a quick third types or not. I am curious. I say this in almost every video where we see this. You have 2 types of Zergs. Some of them make a couple extra queens before this third hatchery, so you can really connect those bases with your creep. And some Zergs, they take that third, but then they don't saturate it right away, because otherwise drones over there just die to an oracle. And Adepts and Oracles are definitely coming when they block your natural. This drone is awfully low. 3 health, and it runs away. Doesn't make a gas. Maybe he goes to make a third? No, he does not. And indeed we see a Stargate underway, and also an Adept underway. Second Adept being Corona boosted out. So ShoWTimE here to put on a little pressure. I hope that he sends out his first Oracle right away again this game. Ooh, he shades in with 1 Adept. That's a shitty trade for ShoWTimE. He gets 1 drone and gets immediately surrounded by 6 Lings, which, to Elazer's credit, is an unusual high amount of Lings for a normal game. But when your natural's displaced like this, it's a safe bet that your opponent is going to try and do something. So I do like that he invested a little bit more into these Lings. Second gateway underway, and Oracle's being chrono boosted out. We see speed finishing and no gas being mined. So Elazer is just going to be chilling. And as I say that, he fills up his gas. He has 2 queens at his natural, which is sufficient to ward off an oracle without huge losses. You should only lose 1 drone ideally, maybe 2. But that's about it, especially if you meet the oracle a little bit before they are on top of your drones. You can just stutter step and get a kill on the oracle if the Protoss isn't perfect. Oracle is going all the way around into the main base, but there's also 2 queens over here. Focuses down 1 drone, 2 drone, actually gets a 3rd one. That's gotta feel good for ShoWTimE, but he did lose half the hull of that oracle. 2 adepts now going out, and another oracle's queued up to do some damage. Meanwhile, he also, ShoWTimE is taking a 3rd base here. So even though he's doing some damage, it's not an overcommittal whatsoever. Oracle comes in to do no damage, but the adepts come in, do get 2 drones. Oh, nice queen wall block, whatever this is, by Elazer, and ShoWTimE does get 4 drones here. 3 with the adepts and 1 with the oracle. So there's 2 oracles on the map, 3 oracles on the map. So are we going to see a Blinkstalker follow-up? That has been the norm, I would say, for the last couple ZVPs that I've been watching. Right, Elazer's just so aware. Look at this Overlord spread. Just knowing where all of ShoWTimE's stuff is. Although these 2 shades might get a couple kills. They go unnoticed. Now they are noticed, but they get 2 drones at least. Maybe he recalls them. Or not. He's just keeping him here for the pressure. These drones just got back to mining. And the Adept shade into the 3rd at the natural position. And they do not target down the drones, actually. They kill the Lings, and they do get them killed. And then the drones clean up for the Lings. Now that's 12 drones in total do go down. That's quite a bit. If you look at the work account, Elazer is ahead in workers, but it's only 8 so far. Yes, yes! We see an infestation pit and +1 range. This is Swarmhost, baby! Or, I mean, it could be Roach, Ravager, Infester, but gosh darn it, it better be Swarmhost. I want to see some Swarmhosty boys. No Shawarma, but Swarmhost. The 4th base is here. Do the 3 oracles decide to beam it down? That would be a good thing for Elazer, because then he doesn't have to defend his or his Swarmhost as much. And the Lings go in. Ooh, gets 1, gets 2 probes on the transfer. Really good. 10 Swarmhost. Yes! Let's go! Oh, my baby. I love me some Swarmhosts. And ShoWTimE is actually taking a 4th here at the same time as Elazer. Gosh darn it. These Protosses are becoming increasingly cocky. But I feel like you can only do that with like high gateway styles. But I just see a Robo support bay here, which Colossus will be nice against the Swarmhost. Swarmhost should be out now, but you kind of want to march them into the base of ShoWTimE and not waste them on these Blink Stalkers here. Just throw down a couple Locust. That doesn't feel good. Elazer, no. He really needs some Roaches and Ravagers to escort these Swarmhosts, but they're just walking around doing nothing. We do see a Nidus Worm now to kind of remedy that situation. Oh, they tried to be sneaky there, those Swarmhosts. They tried to run past the Stalkers and go to the natural. Instead, now we have a Nidus Worm that will be spotted by ShoWTimE because of his revelation. And, oh, the Locusts are here. Oh my god, they didn't go down right away. That's a shame. Oh, nice Stasis Ward Trap. Gets cancelled by the Locust, and now we can see a couple Locusts going into the natural. The first wave into a base is the most important one, but we already have a cannon here. I want to see these Locusts on hold position. Very nice. Look at these probes dying quicker than the speed of light. 10 probes go down, and that was only 3 or 4 Swarmhosts worth of Locust. Just look at the potential damage, and meanwhile, also the Roaches just run on in, do some damage to this 4th base, but there are Dark Templar here, and there are no Overseers here. Look at all these units fly up into... Well, they drift up to the surface, is, I think, the lore. No extra Nidus Worm. Now it goes down. Would have been really nice to have an Overseer and just to plant a couple in the main. But now we see them in the front. No Overseer just yet, and these DTs are just doing a number on these Roaches. More Locust over here. I don't know what happened over here, but these Protoss units are just going to ignore that. One probe does die to the Locust. Nice Blink Micro, and nothing dies to that Locust wave. That's not good. This next Locust wave has to get some stuff done, and oh my god, that's a lot of lasers. We've got Oracle lasers, Colossus lasers, and Stalker lasers, and these Roaches are not enjoying that bath of laser... Well, laser therapy, let's call it. And Elazer's fully all in with this. He's just 66 drones swarm hosting it up. I honestly love these type of Zergs, but I know that the Protosses kind of hate them. And now we see the strength of the... Oh my god, he turns back. It doesn't even fight with his Locust. It's starting to look really bad for Elazer now. All he has is Mass Roach. Disruptors are coming out, and his Locust waves didn't do something. Twice in a row. This is kind of feeling bad. Like, this Nidus Worm just needs to do something. But the Zealots find it, and he does unload. Oh, no. Nope, he does not. Could have put down a second one and protected it with the Locust wave, maybe. We do see the Roach Ravager Queen here. Swarmhosts come out to the other side. We do have some creep spread here. That is very nice. And here come the Locust onto the Disruptor. Nice targeting. Disruptor dies before it can do critical damage. Colossus are being targeted, even though they do fuck all damage to the Roach Ravager here. Roach Ravager Biles were missed, or, well, sidestepped by ShoWTimE nicely. And we see +2 range is done for the Zerg, but also +2 attack is done for the Protoss. And Elazer does not see a world where he cancels the 4th or does game-ending damage in the natural with these Swarm Hosts. And he taps out. And just like that, ShoWTimE ties it up 1-1 in this best-of-3 series with Elazer. Elazer doing a cheeky Swarmhost build. If you ever do a drinking game with my videos, you have to drink every time you hear me hype up the potential of Swarmhosts. Because I do tend to do that a lot, because those units are fun. They're bad, and that makes them fun. Now we see ShoWTimE doing the same thing for the 3rd time in a series, and I hate it when this is meta, but I think it's the strongest thing for Protoss to do. It is blocking the hatchery of the natural from a Zerg player, because it puts them in such an awkward position, and especially if it hasn't been meta for a couple months, Zergs kind of stop practicing, and then a new build comes out, and you make that really nice and sharp build based on having your natural in the perfect location, and then suddenly it gets blocked in the middle of a tournament, and then you kind of go crazy, and then suddenly the Oracle flies in, 2 Adepts shade in, and it just feels bad as a Zerg player. Other than that, though, we see an exact same scenario as we've seen the last 2 games. Although somehow I doubt it that Elazer will go for Swarmhost again. Sadly. There's also no gold base on this map as far as I can see. So he couldn't take that either as a 3rd. Let's see what Elazer does with his gas. He's going to pull his drones out of gas. Yes, he has no drones in gas and starts his speed. Once these links pop, you can put back into gas and kind of start doing a Roach Warren thing. But that does kind of require you to make sure that the Protoss can't scout that particular Roach Warren aggression. And this seems like a pretty darn big map, which honestly is just kind of the main complaint I have of most maps nowadays. You get like 7 bases on your half. 7 bases. So many. Just makes the map so big. But I mean, I'm a Zerg player. I can't really complain, right? Usually favors us. Third base is down once again. Stargate is down once again. So this is just the same game all over again. Let's see what ShoWTimE does this time with his first Adepts and Oracle. Ooh, I love this. Just chilling in front of the natural. Just being like, maybe a drone comes out, maybe a Ling comes out. Like a lesser player will rally that out and suddenly you get a kill. Ooh, 2 Adepts shit in, but the Lings spawn. They target down these Adepts. 3 drones go down. 4th drone does not go down because of this Spore Crawler being made. That is nice. Micro, I suppose, by Elazer. Very cool. 2 Adepts go down for 3 drones. I don't think that's worth it. And now, Elazer actually made a couple extra Lings here in an attempt to block a 3rd base. And so far, it seems to be working. The Lings run into the main and the natural of ShoWTimE. Effing everything up for ShoWTimE. This must be annoying as all hell, having these Zerglings in your main and your natural. ShoWTimE, however, Demauer, he just holds on like it's nothing. No probes were lost. What a boss. Jesus Christ, I would have lost half my mineral lines there. I would have fought with all my probes just in a big panic, you know. Other side of the map, though, we see Elazer taking his 3rd, getting the queens up there because he, instead of investing in early spores, invested in those Zerglings. And then he kept the oracles on ShoWTimE's side of the map and even managed to delay the 3rd base of ShoWTimE and got all the scouting in the world. So, what would you rather do, Zerg players? Would you rather get Spore Crawlers and be defensive? Or be a Chad and get around a Lings out there, attack the 3rd base of the Protoss? Oh, there's creep down here. Look at the minimap. The creep actually went down. I don't know how that happened, but maybe it's part of the map. If you look over here, can units walk down there, you think? Because there's creep there. Maybe units can walk down here. I don't think we're going to see it this game, but it would be cool. We see Twilight Console is finishing up. I'm expecting Blink once more. And a Robo facility soon to follow. So we can see that potential. Oh, Queen's doing a lot of damage to this Oracle. 6 health. So we're going to see another Blink Stalker Oracle attack, which is often pretty difficult to hold without losing forces, especially if your 4th base is off creep or not connected to your other bases. Oh! The potential 4th or 5th base for Elazer gets shut down before it even starts by these nasty oracles. And Elazer's going for +1 melee now. I don't think the Banelings were nerfed during this tournament, so the Ling Baneling style can still work. And Elazer opts to go with Roaches. And a quick 5th base. I like that because you're going to be making a lot of Lings and Banes. So you want those injects and those larvae. Elazer scouting about in the 3rd. Scouting for a potential 4th base. No 4th base by ShoWTimE yet. That is kind of suspicious. Last game he had one. And we see a Robo Support Bay, a Robotics Facility, a Dark Shrine. So it does seem like a similar follow-up to the last game. And ShoWTimE is taking a 4th over here, so towards his opponent. Stalker tries to hold on here. 2 more Stalkers are being warped in. 3. And maybe this pylon somehow will fall. And here is a Stalker Oracle Force trying to poke in. As soon as the Oracles are out of energy or Blink is used, he probably has to retreat. Just making sure that the Zerg is playing honest. Zerg has to make more units if the Protoss suddenly shows up at your creep. And here we see the Stasis Wards. Completely broken ability. Drink up, boys. Honestly, the Stasis Wars isn't as broken as it used to be. It used to be permanent, like no timer. That shit was insane. Because you could just have like these 3 oracles that he has now, pooping out Stasis Wars from, I don't know how fast you get an oracle, minute 4 or something? And then you just keep making these Stasis Wards around the entirety of the map for the rest of the game. They're just infinite value. Overseer trying to get something done here, but I think he is going to go down. A little distracted because I spilled my drink all over myself. But it's worth it. Now we see a big Ling Roach Ravager force. Whoa. Half the Lings get stasised. 2/3 of the Lings are stasised. And they're targeting down these gateways as if they already have +2. But they don't. Elazer would have liked to kill these gateways so that Banelings could get into this mineral line. This is a really nice 4th base against that style for the Protoss, actually. It's really hard to run by Banelings into this base. Warp Prism in the main. And some Lings are already over here. Hive is almost done. He does not want to lose this Hive, but not enough Warp-ins to threaten that much. +2, but to finish for ShoWTimE, maybe he uses this as a timing to move out, but if I look at the supplies, ShoWTimE has invested a lot more into tech and high-tier units, and not as much into pure bulk of army. That's more Elazer's side of the field. Elazer has a big army, but it's a little lower tech. Even has some spines to make sure that he can hold this position with the Banes. And I think ShoWTimE is just going to wait here until he's maxed. And then, maybe then, he will move out and attack. Actually love ShoWTimE going +1 shields here. Because shields, honestly, I don't know why they got buffed. Yes, this is a little bit of balance wine, but shields are so good right now because Blink Stalkers use them a lot. Because Blink Stalkers have the same amount of shields as health. And they blink, so they regen them a lot. And they have shield batteries in this goddamn race, not to mention the Archon. Big Baneling Force rolls in here, but just crashes into the Archon wall of pain and death, and actually doesn't do much. Second wave of Banelings is here, tries to crash into the probe line, and does get there. 9 probes do go down. 10 probes. No 5th base for ShoWTimE yet. Elazer's been doing a good job of scouting around and making sure that that does not go up. 7th base, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th base of Elazer was denied by this Warp Prism that warped in a bunch of Zealots. And Zealots are also the only unit why you would ever make armor upgrades, because they have double health over shields. But the Adept and the Stalker don't. And here's another big move out from Elazer. He now has a Viper. Yoinks in the Disruptors. And damn, that's a lot of Archons. Once again, ShoWTimE loves making these Archon boys. ShoWTimE is enjoying a small but nice upgrade. Well, I would say lead. But, I mean, keep it simple, it's even. And Elazer is actually going to go up in upgrades now with +2 range. I'm saying it's doubtful because most of the units that do damage for Elazer are actually like the Ravagers and the Banes, and they use different upgrades to do that, whilst ShoWTimE's army just uses the same upgrades. So his upgrades are more synergistic with his army. But he's far from maxing out, and that is going to become more and more problematic as Elazer's bank is starting to grow. He's starting to take over the entirety of the map. If he takes a 7th base and denies this 5th base, then I think it's going to be really hard for ShoWTimE to stop Elazer from just continuously trading out with this Protoss force. More spines are being built as they went down to the charge slot earlier. Oh my god, the Banelings just run in and blow up onto these Archons. At instant remax from Elazer on very cheap units. Only one Viper here. But one Viper is enough if you just keep killing all the disruptors with that. I think there's only one Robo churning out these disruptors, so doesn't have to overcommit on those Vipers. And ShoWTimE is holding on nicely here. 80 workers. Got his 5th base. And now has +3 attack and +1 shields. So they're even in upgrades, although Elazer just started double upgrades, whereas ShoWTimE has not started any and only has 1 forge. I feel like the cracks are kind of starting to show. But ShoWTimE does max out here. A lot more High Templar were morphed in just now. Or more Archons at the 5th base. No Storm, actually. Ooh, this Immortal is not happy. This Archon is not happy. Damn, just free trades for Elazer. 6 drones do go down because of some harassment by ShoWTimE. And ShoWTimE takes a 6th base. I think if this goes up, he's in a very nice position all of a sudden, because then he has money to go for a carrier transition. Elazer going for a 7th base over here, seemingly ignoring this base for the entirety of the game. +2 shields also really transitions nicely into those air units. Another pull by the Vipers. Damn, the longer this stalemate takes, I feel like the more comfortable Elazer becomes. Disruptor Ball not going down just yet. And another trade goes down. 12 drones go down. And there's a pretty big force of ShoWTimE here. Just killed the 6th base of Elazer. But there are spines, there are roaches and ravagers here to deter that force from doing more. But I love that ShoWTimE is going to the other side of the map. He's shifting the attention from the right side of the map to the left side of the map, because the more attention is on the right side, the more he will lose to these Vipers and continuously just taking rough trades. And ShoWTimE's still trying to mine out this 4th base. Banelings can go through here. The gateways have been cleared up. I don't see any Storm. And that's a lot of Bane. 7 probes do go down. Stasis Ward kind of working against ShoWTimE here, because these Zerglings are walling him off. Oh my god, the Banelings get a lot of good hits on the Zealots that were in front because of their charge ability. And the Zerglings actually get out after being stasised. +3 shields now starts. I love that. And there's a big move out by ShoWTimE. 180 supply. Pretty big, strong, hefty army here. He does have Storm, but we just haven't seen it yet. And the 4th base of Elazer actually falls to this big Archon Storm count. 8 Archons. And that's 20 probes, baby. That means we drink, my boys. And girls, of course, and anything in between. Cheers. Thank you, Elazer. We were a little thirsty. Those 20 probes were probably killed at the 3rd base here. And another fight occurs. I don't know what's happening. Ooh, nice Storm and all those roaches, though. But the High Templar did have to give their life for it. And Elazer GG's out? Oh my god, I felt like Elazer was doing so well in this game. But ShoWTimE did get that 6th base up. And Elazer lost his 4th. He lost a bunch of drones. Never really got a 6th base. Damn. ShoWTimE Demauer. He just defended until Elazer just kind of fell over and died. GG. Wow. Guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you had a nice drink with me. Let me know in the comments what you had today, or what you are planning to bring for the next one. I hope to see you in that next one. Be sure to like and subscribe. And until then, cheers.